Bally Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. We'll see the defending world champion Boston Celtics taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Stolen by Holiday. Makes it off the glass. Holiday's got the opening basket of the game for the Celtics.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Now here's Garnett. And Garnett slams it home.
How about the power there from KG? He can fly with the best of them.
Out to Porzingis. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
To the paint, Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
Oh, my goodness. The athleticism of Anthony Edwards on full display.
Drills it from outside.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, I briefly spoke with Minnesota's head coach. Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said we can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. Now it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
Thank you, David. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, you love the physicality by Porzingis. Mix it up off the backboards, KP.
Here's Garnett over Porzingis. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Inside. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Porzingis has got 6 points.
That's what you call using your size in the painted area. Kristaps Porzingis, easy work right there.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Here's Cassell. And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Holiday surveying the floor. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Outside Butler. To the inside. Lays it up off the glass. And that's now 6 points for Garnett.
Well, the prototypical modern-day power forward comes about as a result of KG paving the way.
To the middle. Here's Horford. The rebound by Garnett.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Celtic substitution, number 9.
Stolen by Tatum. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Here's Porzingis. Yep, that one goes in there. He's got 8.
Well, if you leave someone that wide open, Derek White will put it on time and on target.
Here's Garnett. And it's slammed in by Garnett.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
And Horford wide open. He shoots. That one a little long.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
And stolen by White. From past the arc. They grab their own miss. Porzingis. Pass to Tatum. The Celtics working the ball around now. Shot clock at 5. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Horford, no luck.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
And the foul on Drew Holiday.
First team foul.
That is his first foul of the game. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Minnesota shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. The first one falls. And so Cassell nails both of them.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Tatum. Rebound, Minnesota. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Pass to Cassell. Back to Garnett. And Garnett with the slam.
And the arms of Garnett go on forever. And that length makes him a problem on the offensive glass.
There's a good screen. Here's Tatum. And the shot goes in.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Celtics.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
Cornette. It's rebounded by Towns. Down low. They swipe it. And the rejection by Towns.
Love the hustle from Towns right there. Boy, engaged defensively.
White, wide open. He fired. And he's good on the three ball. White's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Boston. Pass to Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Oh, Mr. Towns can hurt you from anywhere, and that includes putting it on your head.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. The offensive rebound. And Cornette gets it to go.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
To the inside. Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
To the middle. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to stop Karl Anthony Towns when he's looking to score. He's got every trick at his arsenal.
They set the screen. Brown, good.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
He takes it in. Oh, wide open look for Love. The shot's good. Cassell making the play. Love's got the lead up to 4 now for Minnesota. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Inside. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
That pass was about the location, puts it perfectly into the hands of his teammate.
Driving to the basket. Towns wide open. Cassell gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Oh, agile play from Cassell down low, finding a high percentage look there.
There's the pick. Pass to Cornette. Count it, good. Cornette's got 6 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Drills the three-pointer. Edwards got a pair of triples in the second now for Minnesota. Up top, Brown. And that one drops for him. Brown's got 4 points this quarter.
Jaylen Brown has tightened his handle, and that allows him to be effective as a pick-and-roll option.
And that one's good. Love.
Oh, the defense has to stay attached to him on the perimeter.
Craig sets a screen. Out to the wing. And Cornette gets it to go. He's got 8. 50 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Kicks it out to Love. Outside, Towns. Out left to the wing. Tipped away. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Pritchard. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And again, Minnesota will turn it over.
In for the Wolves, number 21.
20 seconds left in the second quarter. How about this run, Craig, they're on right now? Wow.
I mean, they're just getting to their spots and executing, really keeping things simple.
To the paint. Here's Cornette. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And the Timberwolves call timeout.
You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
He gets it up. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Minnesota on top. They lead by 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. Edwards flies in to cap off the break. What hustle!
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Edwards looking it over. Here's Garnett, and it's slammed in by Garnett.
And when Garnett has it going, he's unguardable. I love how confident and versatile he is on offense.
And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Here's White. Garnett with the block. And they get it back. Porzingis can't hit. Timberwolves leading by 4. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
That, David, remember a couple years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. Well, they're still together. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I'll tell you, at 7'3", to have that kind of body control, Kristaps Porzingis makes it look easy.
Pass to Butler. And there's Butler with the flush.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. White. Back to Horford. Money from the wing. Horford's got 5 now.
Al Horford's shot is just so pretty. Doesn't get a ton of lift, but boy, is he accurate.
A beautiful finish inside by Ant.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Out to Porzingis. Snatched away. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Porzingis with the block.
Kristaps Porzingis has proven over the course of his young career that he is willing to be a force as a shot blocker.
Minnesota calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Outside, Horford. Knocked loose. Here's Tatum. Outside Porzingis. 2 on the clock. The rebound by Garnett. Timberwolves leading by 6. Edwards with it. Picked up by Brown. Down low. Porzingis with the steal. Here's Horford. Tatum trying to break free. Horford no luck. Edwards inside. Inside. Back to Garnett. Pass to Marbury. And the 3 off target. Celtics trail by 6. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And here's Garnett. And it's slammed in by Garnett.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Back to Horford. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
I tell you, for a big man, what a beautiful stroke Al Horford has. The jumper is wet.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
One thing you can't afford is to allow Al Horford to get to this spot. It's over if you do.
To the inside. Butler. And slam dunk by Butler.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First free throw is good.
Well, what's impressive to me about Jason Tatum is how he attacks his weaknesses in the offseason. This guy is committed to greatness.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Here's Marbury. Still scoreless. Down low. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, Anthony Edwards with that frame on the interior, such a tough check.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Kicks it out to Love. Outside Edwards. And taken away by Brown. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Timberwolves lead by 6. And we'll have the start of the fourth. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Minnesota in the lead. With the drive. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Traps in the tray.
Well, there's certain places on the floor that Jimmy Butler will let it fly from 3. Right there, he has a nice-looking jumper.
Back to Porzingis. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. That one on Love.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Out to Edwards. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And that corner pocket triple, terrific shot by Edwards from deep.
Pass to Horford. And here is Tatum. Back to Horford. Outside Tatum. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Here's Edwards. Kicks it out to Garnett. To the paint. Clock at 4. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Pass to Cassell. Back to Love. And no good.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Tatum has worked very hard to improve his finishing game, and that includes sometimes taking contact and earning a trip to the foul line.
And so Tatum nails them both. Minnesota calls timeout. Minnesota making a switch. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Minnesota's coach had some words for his team. Now, he kept it simple in the huddle. He said, play smart. If we don't beat ourselves, we walk away with the win. Keep it simple, and we got this. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David.
And what you love about Edwards is how intense he is. Guy plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
Celtics trail by 12. Outside, Porzingis. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Guys, how about that body control from Porzingis? You think it's easy as 7'3" to gut your way through that kind of contact? That's nice.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
And they're playing beautiful basketball right now, racking up the assists by playing so unselfishly, just finding the open man.
Up top, Edwards. The kick out to Towns. Minnesota calls timeout. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Out to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Celtics trail by 7. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Screen by Porzingis. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
That's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. It just misread that pass completely.
Timberwolves leading by 7. The kick out to Towns. The shot's good. Cassell making the play.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone. Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
There's Tatum. Garnett grabs the board.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
And you can see he just has a great overall feel for this game. Excellent job tonight.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it. Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
Out to Edwards. Look at Edwards sliding home the 3.
Boy, what a good-looking stroke. Ready on the catch, Anthony Edwards. That jumper is nice.
And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Timberwolves leading by 11. Outside Edwards. Back to Garnett. 6 on the shot clock. Horford with the rebound. A finish. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Al Horford is such a tremendous passer as a big man. Wow, does he get work done offensively.
Arnett surveying the defense. And slam dunk by Butler.
Well, you look up at the scoreboard, the time remaining, this game is effectively over.
Well, you have to appreciate the hard work that went into building this lead. They have been terrific all night.
Here's Cassell. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Stolen by Holiday.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And so Tatum nails them both. Garnett outside. Driving in. And it's slammed in by Garnett.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
4th team foul.
Horford's shot is good. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke.